Archangel Michael says, a presence has moved through your home when you were not there, silent as a shadow, yet leaving behind an invisible wound. The air around certain rooms still carries the residue of their intrusion, a stillness that hides their true intent. Somewhere within that stillness lies the chilling truth: a picture of an important document from your home has been taken. They didn't take the paper itself, but what they stole is just as dangerous, maybe even more. The image now exists outside your walls, carrying the weight of information they should never have had. And the way they got it will disturb you even more the deeper you look into it. Every movement they made was calculated, as though they had studied your space for days. They knew which drawers to open, which folders to move, and which angle would let their phone capture exactly what they came for. It wasn't a random act, it was a precision strike. You need to understand that this wasn't about curiosity. It was about power. The document they captured is a key, and whoever holds it can open a door you never wanted them to see. The shadows in your own home have been breached. Type Amen to get blessing 333. There's a faint trail they left behind, not in footprints, but in the subtle shift of objects you touch every day. A chair angled slightly differently. A drawer not pushed all the way in. Little things your subconscious noticed but your mind brushed off. The person didn't rush. They moved like they belonged there, like they had walked through your space before. This confidence means one of two things: they have been here in the past, or they have been watching long enough to know exactly how to navigate without suspicion. Archangel Michael says, this is more than just a photograph in someone's phone. It is an open door into your private life. They can study it, copy it, send it to others, or use it to build a case you didn't even know was being assembled against you. The photograph has already traveled. It's not sitting quietly in one device, it's been sent, forwarded, maybe even printed. Each time it's passed along, the danger multiplies. Type Amen to get blessing 808. The person who did this knows the value of patience. They are not acting immediately, because they want the right moment to strike. They may even be trying to make you feel safe again so you won't notice the storm building. Think about the last time someone you know came over and lingered near your desk, your files, your personal shelves. Think about the questions they asked, casual, but with an undertone you couldn't quite identify at the time. That was not conversation, it was reconnaissance. They will pretend ignorance if confronted. Their defense is already prepared, to laugh it off, to act offended, to turn the blame onto you. But Archangel Michael warns, you must not underestimate their capacity to twist reality to fit their story. The energy around the stolen image is heavy, not just because of its content, but because of who might have requested it. There is someone else behind the curtain, pulling the strings, waiting for this piece of the puzzle to complete their design. Type Amen to get blessing 925. The night before this intrusion, you might have felt restless without knowing why. A sudden desire to double-check locks, a strange urge to move certain papers, that was not paranoia, that was intuition trying to protect you. Archangel Michael says, the hands that took that photo are connected to a web. This web extends beyond one person, it connects to others who thrive on information and secrets. You are not their first target, and you may not be their last. The image is not sitting in isolation. Alongside it, they have collected whispers, partial truths, and moments you didn't know they were watching. Piece by piece, they are building something dangerous. Now, the path to reclaiming your safety is not about chasing them down recklessly. It's about closing every door they left open, sealing every window they tried to pry apart. This is about removing their access before they act again. Type Amen to get blessing 410. They believe you won't find out who they are. They believe they have erased their tracks completely. But the truth is, their own arrogance is the weakness that will expose them. Somewhere, their phone holds not just the image they took from you, but other pieces of evidence from other intrusions. They keep these as trophies, never thinking that keeping them might one day be their downfall. When they return, because they will, their pattern will be the same. They will arrive with a smile, pretend to care, pretend to help, and in that moment of distraction, they will seek another opportunity to take more. Archangel Michael says, "You are already stronger than the shadow they sent." They underestimated the depth of your awareness and the shield of protection you are stepping into now. Type Amen to get blessing 771. The walls of your home have memory. They know who has passed through, who lingers with clean hands, and who leaves a residue of intent. The space itself will begin to push against those who don't belong. If you pay close attention over the next few days, you will notice signs, not just of what they took, but of where they may try next. It may be a harmless-looking gift left in a corner, or a sudden favor they offer without you asking. Nothing is ever without motive now. The one who holds your document's image believes they control the narrative. But the moment you reclaim your awareness, their hold begins to shatter. Every step you take toward vigilance is a step that closes their reach. They thought they could move like a ghost, but the light is now beginning to burn through their shadow. And when it does, they will find they have no place left to hide. Type Amen to get blessing 654. The photograph has shifted hands again, moving further away from your control. Each person who receives it has their own reason for wanting it, their own silent plan. You are no longer dealing with a single intruder, but with a chain of hidden players. They are not all close to you. Some are complete strangers who only know your name through whispers. Yet their interest in you grows because of what that document holds. They study it, looking for ways to turn its contents into leverage. Archangel Michael says, this network is made of shadows and silence. They don't announce themselves, they operate in whispers, trading secrets like currency. You must step carefully now, because every move you make is being noted by unseen eyes. Your protection lies in being unpredictable. They expect you to react one way, but if you move in ways they cannot anticipate, their structure will weaken. The light of awareness is the weapon they never accounted for. Type Amen to get blessing 298. The one who took the photo is not the one making the final decisions. That person is simply a messenger, someone who was promised something in return. They may not even fully understand the storm they have invited into your life. But the one behind them, the true hand, knows exactly what they are doing. They have been studying you for a long time, not just your present but your past. They know what matters to you, and they aim for it. In their mind, this image is more than proof, it is a tool. A tool they can bend, twist, and frame however they want. They will not care about truth, they care about control. Archangel Michael says, the moment you begin to fortify yourself, their grip will loosen. They cannot thrive in the presence of someone who sees through them completely. Type Amen to get blessing 617. There's a change coming in the way they approach you. At first, it was hidden, distant, indirect. But soon, one of them will attempt to get closer, to test your reaction, to see if you suspect them. They will disguise their motives with kindness. They might pretend to be checking in on you, offering help, or even warning you about someone else. But their real goal will be to see if you are guarding yourself or if you're still vulnerable. Archangel Michael says, let them believe you are unaware. Watch them as they watch you. Every word, every pause, every glance will betray their intention if you remain still enough to notice. You have already been chosen for protection. The hands of light are around you now, sealing the spaces they slipped through before. This time, when they try, they will find only walls they cannot pass. Type Amen to get blessing 844. The document they photographed has a weight of meaning only you and a few others know. It could be financial, legal, or deeply personal, but it is something that could shift the balance if placed in the wrong hands. They know this. That is why they risked entering your home rather than waiting for an easier moment. They wanted the original, but the photograph is enough for their scheme to begin. The photograph is their copy of power. But remember, a copy is not the truth. No matter how much they try to use it, the strength of the original still lies with you. Archangel Michael says, your role now is to stand like the guardian of that truth, unmoved by their games. When the storm reaches its peak, it will be their own greed that exposes them. Type Amen to get blessing 909. Their patience is thinning, even though they try to hide it. The longer they hold on to that image without acting, the more restless they become. In that restlessness, mistakes will start to form, cracks will begin to show. Soon, they will reach for more. One stolen image is not enough for the hunger they carry. They will want additional proof, more pieces, something to strengthen their hold before they make their move. Archangel Michael says, you are stepping into a time where you must become the observer. Watch your space, your visitors, your surroundings. Their behavior will betray them long before their words ever do. A shift in their eyes when they notice certain papers. A pause near a specific shelf. A casual question that feels too focused to be random, these are the tells they cannot hide. Type Amen to get blessing 572. They believe you have no idea this has happened. They walk with the confidence of someone who thinks their secret is secure. But already, the unseen realm is placing signs in your path to alert you. A name may come to you suddenly, or you may overhear a conversation that feels oddly connected. A warning might arrive in the form of a dream, vivid and unforgettable. These are not coincidences, they are guidance. The photograph they took has traveled through hands you may never meet in person. Each person who sees it feels a different pull, curiosity, greed, spite. Not all of them will act against you, but even one is enough to cause damage. Archangel Michael says, there is a timing to everything, and you are being positioned to know the truth before the final strike. When it comes, you will be ready, and they will not expect the shield you've built. Type Amen to get blessing 801. They are not as untouchable as they believe. Every exchange, every time the image is forwarded or shared, leaves a trace. And though they think those traces are buried, the light has a way of revealing what's been hidden. The person who physically took the photo carries a nervousness they cannot disguise for long. They may avoid your gaze, speak quickly when certain topics come up, or try to change the subject. Soon, they will realize you have become harder to reach. Not because you are avoiding them, but because you are moving differently. Your energy is shifting, your doors are closing, and the openness they exploited is disappearing. Archangel Michael says, what was once stolen can be stripped of its power. Their photograph may exist, but without access to your present, its value fades. Type Amen to get blessing 663. There will be an attempt to provoke you. They want to see if you react strongly, if your expression changes, if you suddenly grow defensive. In that reaction, they hope to confirm how much you know. Do not give them that satisfaction. Maintain a calm surface, even when your mind races. The more unpredictable you appear, the more hesitant they become. Behind them is someone who speaks very little but moves with purpose. That person sees you not just as an individual, but as a piece on a much larger board. For them, this is about more than the document, it's about influence, leverage, and timing. Archangel Michael says, the tide is turning. They will soon learn that crossing you came with consequences they never calculated. Type Amen to get blessing 990. They will try to return through a familiar doorway, pretending nothing has changed. Your awareness shifts the air the moment they step close, and they will feel it even if you do not speak. Their smile will tighten for a second as their plan begins to fray. The photograph may be edited to remove edges or stamps, but certain tiny markers will remain. A corner shadow, a faint crease, a timestamp ghosted inside metadata will betray the origin. Those small truths will become the thread that unravels their story. You are not racing them anymore because time has moved to your side. Every hour without access weakens their leverage. Every boundary you raise turns their advantage into weight they cannot carry for long. Prepare your space with a quiet precision that mirrors their own. Place what matters in places they never considered, and keep what looks important in plain sight as harmless decoys. Let their hunger pull them toward empty bait while your reality remains sealed. Type Amen to get blessing 432. One of them carries a habit of leaving quickly after a short visit. They step in, survey, and exit under the excuse of urgency. The rhythm of that retreat is the signature of their intent. Another prefers to linger near shelves that do not belong to them. They drift toward drawers they never needed before, and their eyes skim the surfaces as if reading a language written in dust. The room recognizes them now, and so do you. Your silence is not fear. Your silence is structure, a scaffold for truth to climb. It is the calm that disarms a mind addicted to chaos. They will search for a reaction and discover none. They will reach for softness and find steel. They will try the old pattern and feel the new wall. Type Amen to get blessing 718. The original document has a story beyond its lines. It contains moments, decisions, and private meanings that cannot be captured by pixels. The photograph is a shadow, and a shadow cannot command the light that cast it. You move with intention now. Doors close with certainty, windows meet their locks, and the pathways inside your home narrow to a single, guarded line. Every step they once took without effort now meets terrain that refuses them. The person behind the curtain is testing the patience of their own circle. Pressure builds when promises meet delay. In the creak of that tension, allies grow uncertain and loyalty softens. Their chain begins to rust. A forwarder hesitates, a confidant deletes a copy, a late-night whisper becomes a confession in the wrong ear. The structure they built leans under its own weight. Type Amen to get blessing 556. You are guided toward new habits that appear simple but change everything. Papers breathe in locked boxes, devices speak only through strong gates, and visitors meet boundaries they did not expect. The old openness has become a gatehouse. What was once a vulnerability becomes a test. Those who respect the shift reveal themselves as worthy. Those who push against it expose their reason for being near. A calm day arrives that feels almost ordinary. In that quiet, your focus sharpens and your home exhales. The stillness becomes your ally rather than your concern. The photograph continues its slow orbit, but gravity changes. The value they believed it held decays with time, context, and your new posture. Their urgency begins to whisper of desperation. Type Amen to get blessing 847. One of them will attempt a final dramatic move. They will present the image as if it were a blade. They will expect you to collapse beneath its edge. Instead, you stand. You hold the weight of the original truth, and you carry the strength of every boundary you set. Their performance finds no stage in you. Their story bends. Claims collide with dates, shapes contradict signatures, and details betray the editing hand that touched the picture. The mirror they try to hold up reflects only their face. They will feel the closing in their chest. They will sense the end of their advantage. They will begin to withdraw, searching for exits that have already been sealed by their own decisions. Type Amen to get blessing 292. You move forward with a steady, grounded rhythm. Your rooms reclaim your name, your desk remembers your touch, and the quiet returns as a rightful guest. The intrusion becomes a lesson that will not be wasted. You keep what matters in sanctuaries they cannot read. You store copies where their reach dissolves. You breathe deeply and teach your space to hold that breath. The web that held your photograph loosens thread by thread. People who never cared for truth now care for distance. Eyes that once stared too long now look away. There is no loud victory, only a solid one. The kind that remains when attention fades. The kind that endures because it is built from the inside out. Type Amen to get blessing 603. Shadows will try to imitate the past, yet the past no longer fits. You have changed the dimensions of your life. They can only feel it as a room that suddenly shrank around them. You speak less and act more. You verify, you store, you record, and you proceed. The path you walk now refuses the detours that once tempted you. They begin to fear the very proof they stole. Screens glow with a picture that no longer terrifies you. Their device becomes a lantern that exposes their own footprints. The name behind the curtain will not enjoy daylight. Silence was their armor. Light reduces that armor to dust. Type Amen to get blessing 771. You are not defined by the picture they carry. You are defined by the center you now hold. The center is not loud, yet everything turns around it. Doors open only when invited. Papers move only when necessary. People learn that your trust is a corridor, not a public square. There is grace in your caution. There is strength in your stillness. There is clarity in the way you choose your next 10 steps. They drift to the edges where rumors starve and motives dry out. Distance becomes their teacher. Consequences become their language. Type Amen to get blessing 984. Your days gather light in ordinary ways. Morning at the window feels new because safety returns as a quiet companion. Night enters the hall and finds nothing unguarded. You keep a simple ledger of truth. What belongs to you stays with you. What belongs to the past is laid down without regret. The echo of their attempt becomes a faint sound behind you. It no longer calls your name. It no longer owns your attention. The home breathes again with the rhythm you choose. The document story continues where you decide, not where they demand. The future answers to your voice. Type Amen to get blessing 419. Some days will bring small tests that arrive like ripples. An unexpected message, a familiar knock, an offer wrapped in politeness. You greet each one with the same steady spine. Where you were once outnumbered by shadows, you are now surrounded by lines you drew yourself. Those lines do not harm. They protect. They teach people where respect begins. The photograph loses its last audience. Those who held it find no stage, no spotlight, no one to applaud the reveal that never came. Their appetite shrinks without attention. You step beyond the story they tried to write. Your pages are clean. Your handwriting is firm. Type Amen to get blessing 255. The one who pressed the shutter carries a memory of that click. It returns to them at night when rooms fall quiet. It returns because intent remembers itself. They may try to cover it with excuses, but excuses cannot erase a print already set in time. The act lives where it was born. It cannot be undone by performance. The curtain holder watches everything slow down. They measure the cost against what they gained and discover the balance holds nothing for them. Calculation gives them only silence. You are already elsewhere. Your attention is committed to the life you are building with care and discipline. Their names no longer ring within your rooms. Type Amen to get blessing 346. The story ends without spectacle. It ends the way a door shuts and latches in one motion. It ends because you chose the end. You do not chase. You do not plead. You do not negotiate with what no longer has a place. The home keeps your rhythm and your rules. The new structure becomes the old habit. Safety becomes routine rather than effort. What they took became less than what they hoped. What you kept became more than they understood. What stands now belongs to you. Type Amen to get blessing 628. The weight of their actions begins to settle heavily on them, even if they try to mask it. The moment they press that camera shutter replays in their mind like a memory they can't quite silence. No matter how far they try to run from it, the truth stays tethered to their spirit. They thought the image would be their weapon, but now it feels more like a chain. Every time they look at it, the glow of the screen seems colder, heavier, more dangerous to their own safety. The plan that once felt sharp is now cutting into their own hands. Archangel Michael says, this is the turning point, the moment when what was meant to harm you begins to harm them instead. Every breath you take in strength is a reminder to them that their control was never as complete as they imagined. Your home holds its peace now. The air no longer carries that shadow. What was once disturbed has been set right again, and the ground beneath your feet feels steady. Type Amen to get blessing 441. They will avoid certain places for a while, not because they are unwelcome, but because they fear being seen through. They will skip gatherings, delay visits, and make excuses when their presence is expected. That absence speaks louder than any confession. Meanwhile, you are rebuilding with intention. The spaces that were vulnerable before are now secured. The paths they once walked without restriction now meet doors, gates, and locks they cannot pass. You are not hiding in fear. You are walking in authority. Every measure you take is a declaration that your life belongs to you, and no one has the right to step into it without permission. This strength radiates beyond your walls. It travels into the way you speak, the way you move, the way you hold yourself. They will feel it before you ever tell them. Type Amen to get blessing 872. The network that once buzzed around the stolen image grows quieter. Whispers fade when they no longer produce reaction. The attention they crave turns to dust without your energy feeding it. Some of those involved will try to slip away quietly, hoping to avoid the fallout. Others will attempt to rewrite the past, pretending they had no part in what happened. But you know the roles they played, and you carry that awareness without needing to announce it. Archangel Michael says, your silence is not weakness. It is the silence of strategy, the kind that protects what is yours and lets time reveal the truth on its own. The photograph that once felt like a threat now feels irrelevant. It has no more power than a shadow cast on a bright day. The original truth remains in your hands, untouched and secure. Type Amen to get blessing 603. Even if they tried to use it now, their timing is gone. The moment they wanted to strike has passed, and the impact they hoped for has dissolved. Their advantage slipped away while they were too busy holding on to the illusion of control. They will sense this loss before they fully understand it. Small frustrations will build, plans falling through, people withdrawing support, opportunities closing one by one. It will feel to them like the world has turned cold. You, on the other hand, feel the opposite. The air is lighter. The rooms feel open again, not because you let your guard down, but because you have made them yours in a deeper way. Archangel Michael says, you are stepping into a new chapter that no shadow can follow. What was stolen from you has been stripped of its strength, and what remains belongs fully to you. Type Amen to get blessing 277.